Yo, what is up, people? It is another glorious day on this earth. Welcome to another episode of the Not So Big Ben Show. Still trying to get a Coors Banquet sponsorship. Still dry January. I forgot my hat, but I got a new haircut, so I'm feeling fresh as a mofo. And I'm here with my co-host.
Yo, what is good, man? It is your boy Pro at Prodent on Instagram, and brother, I'm just so happy to be alive, right? Can we just be grateful that we just alive in this presence of the studio, ready to talk about some sports, man. I'm excited, man. It's been a lot. It's been a lot happening lately.
Yes,
brother.
sir. We're alive, and we are live. Indiana Hoosiers are your national champions. That game was a real good game and real tight all the way down. I thought personally, because I saw this 8.5 Indiana was favored by, I bet on the over, and I was wrong. Miami, they showed their fight. I hadn't seen Fernando Mendoza get as rattled as he did in that pocket. I mean, that defensive line is no joke, and I believe they just bought in some transfer the other day, or today, actually, as we speak, from Missouri. So watch out for that, but they got NFL players on both sides. It's only up from there. I mean, it was cool to see the U back, but Michael Irvin, that belt came right back at you, buddy. And Fernando Mendoza, probably his worst game of the season, I would say. And, but still pretty good, though. I mean, and that 4th and 5 run, legendary. Yeah. Legendary, brother.
Yeah, I think, and like I said, as an Oregon fan, we always lose to the team that wins the championship. I mean, if you go back time and time again, Ohio State, they won a chip. Indiana, they won a chip. But, I mean, what a story, though, you can say just about Mendoza and, like, what he's been through, you know, the perfect QB, you know, the likable QB that everybody wants. And, I mean, that run was a crazy run. I mean, to lead the team like he's done all year with everything they've gone through and, you know, people saying, oh, they might not be this team and they might not be that. I mean, he's proved himself, at least to me, and I think he's NFL ready, to be honest. I think maybe not saying that he's like a ready QB, he's going to make an impact like immediately, but I think in terms of the QBs that are in that draft, he's the most ready, at least to me, out of all the QBs in that draft.
Not even a question. And I mean, the only thing I worry about is going to the Raiders, but he just seems so strong-minded. Like, you know, you got to think, like, does he get rattled? Maybe a little bit, but I don't really see it too often. I mean, we're all human at the end of the day, but, I mean, he's almost like a robot out there. I almost forgot that he went to California because they show the clip of him getting knocked out by a Miami player, and then I believe he ran over that player to get that 4th and 5 conversion. I don't remember the player's exact name, but and Signetti, the turnaround is incredible. Google him. It's updated now. National champion. He doesn't just win. He's got championships now, and I think there's more to come for him. And the real spotlight that was stolen from that, Abella Danger, all on our screens for ESPN. I had no idea who that was, and I'm like, why is everybody making a big deal? Shit. Yeah. What did ESPN know what they were doing there?
You know, everything is like a trend nowadays, right? They know they're gonna get the clicks out of that, right? Just because of how, you know, the world is and everything nowadays. But I think, like you said, I think Miami's defense really didn't get enough credit for how they've done all year. Like, I mean, they didn't. To me, the defense didn't lose in that game. The defense is the one that kept them in the game. You know, unfortunately, Beck made that decision, but I mean, overall,
terrible decision.
I think that was one of the stupidest decisions. That's what I would say. Like, it was double covered, and he underthrew it. Like, it was bad.
Time.
And
you had time.
He didn't have to force it. He really didn't have to force that. But shouts out to number 10, Tony. He's a freshman.
Dog.
He is a dog. When I tell you, he performed during the season and, you know, while the playoffs were going on. I mean, I think
17
he is
years old.
Somebody to really look out for because he's doing this, and he's supposed to be in high school for real.
Crazy. And he's just, and a lot of these college guys are grown men now, like 20-something year old or 25-year-olds almost. I mean, not that Indiana had that or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, that was always a thing at BYU even before NIL and things of that
true.
nature. But, yeah, I mean, a really good game, an instant classic. Did it in Miami's home stadium too. But I'll tell you this right now. I mean, Carson Beck not shaking Mendoza's hand after the game. Probably something. I thought that was fake. It real. I mean, he's like, I owe it to myself and to play better. I don't know how this guy's going to get drafted. Every decision he makes is what you do in a class of what not to do, where you learn that. But, yeah, and I saw a thing where he was favored to get drafted by the Cardinals. I mean, that'd be hilarious. But that was also Dov Kleeman on Twitter saying that, and I don't know how reliable that guy is. But, yeah, I mean, you were the reason they lost that game. Like, if you swap spots, I think Miami wins that game. That's just how I looked at that. Yeah. You know, you were the one holding your team back all year, and I mean, you know, I'm not saying this to shit on you. I mean, outside of that one play, I mean, he didn't play the worst game I ever saw, but that one, like, that's what they're gonna remember you for. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, but a good game nonetheless. College football moves on, and Kurt Cignetti is a legendary coach, and some coaches are trying to be legendary out there, college or professional. One will not be after a heartbreaking loss. Sean McDermott was fired on Monday after what I don't know if that was a catch or not, but that did feel like a weird time. And the press conference really threw me off with Terry Pagula, you know. And how does somebody riddle me this? How does Brandon Beane get a promotion at the end of that? I thought, if anything, he was the one that should have been fired instead of McDermott. And I'm not saying that McDermott was not to blame. Yeah. That was not a Super Bowl caliber roster. You only thought that because of your quarterback. And by the way, he needs to be held accountable. Josh Allen is at least 80% of the reason why you lost that game on, what was it, Saturday night? I don't even, Saturday, whatever, but.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think, like you said, for Bean to get the promotion and see McDermott, it kind of poses to me like the question of, like, do they really know the problem themselves? Like, are they really confident in the decisions that you've made? And they're gonna have to look back on this because, I mean, I think he's gonna go somewhere else and you know, potentially, you know, do good. And if he does, you're gonna have to paint the picture back to y'all. So. I hope they know what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say as an organization. And as for Josh Allen, I think he does need to be held accountable at this point. I mean, this was their year. Like everybody said, this was the time, if any other time, to make it. And you've already dealt with some of the best teams that you've ever played with in the playoffs, and you've lost. And, you know, those teams weren't even in the playoffs this year, and you know, you still perform like you do, which, I mean, it was a game, but at the same time, you know, it's just the expectation is you lose in the playoffs, and something's got to change with that because it's too high of an expectation to me. So,
got a fact for you guys that I saw before the show started. So, talking about Brandon Beane's promotion, out of his last 56 draft picks, he's drafted 2 Pro Bowlers. Yep. And that would put him in the bottom third of the GM pool as far as hit rate on Pro Bowlers. So,
yeah, no, not great. And it's funny because watching Pagula say, the coaching staff wanted Keon Coleman. Mind you, Keon Coleman's still on the team and caught a touchdown pass in the game on Saturday. Obviously has not lived up to expectations, but the fact you're relying on a second rounder to be your real number one, I think tells you. And you knew he had flaws. You knew he wasn't the fastest. He was just a project at the end of the day who you had real high hopes for. And I don't think his career is over by any means. It's not looking good right now. But for you and also it's on camera, Brandon Beane's like, yeah, that's great. Now people don't want him. We want Keon Coleman. For you to lie to the whole world and say that and throw your whole, like, you ran over Sean McDermott with a bus and then backed the bus up again and ran him over again. That's what that was. Let's call it like we see it. I mean, but and again, like with Josh, like I know he had to deal with like not having the best skill group, but before the half, what were you doing throwing that ball? That's some shit that rookies do, throwing that shit backwards.
Mistake right there. That was.
I couldn't believe what I saw. I mean, so yeah, but that's beside the point. And Buffalo, honestly, it's looking like the 17 years I knew of them before they were making playoff runs and things of that nature.
That's the team that needs to go get A.J. Brown or go get, maybe Brian Thomas Jr. is available in Jacksonville. Like they need a true number one, like so bad, and I wouldn't risk it with another first-round draft pick if I were Brandon Beane.
They traded one away who is playing in the AFC Championship this week as we speak, easy schedule or not, which I think everybody in here would say it was an easy schedule, but at this point it doesn't matter because you're there.
Yeah.
But the NFL's a weird business. As I was listening to Johnny Manziel's podcast, I can't remember the name of it. Sorry about it. Darren Waller was on there, and he said that him and Mike McDaniel were having an exit meeting, and halfway through that meeting, Stephen Ross came in and said, "Hey, I need to talk to Mike," and Mike McDaniel was fired. That's the nature of this business, but I think Mike is in a great spot now. He gets to coach Justin Herbert instead, as he is now the Chargers offensive coordinator.
Which, I mean, I think that's out for at least for the Chargers.
That's great.
That's the tool that they needed right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, do I think the way they went about it is kind of like fucked up? Like. Yeah, but I mean, I get, at the end of the day, NFL is a business, and when your time is up, your time is up, and you kind of had that feeling this season. So I mean, I think it'll be great to see him, as a Chargers offensive coordinator, and see what he brings to the team. Having different weapons at his disposal.
I think I think he's gonna cook, honestly, with
Me
Justin
too.
Herbert.
Yeah,
I mean, that's gonna be fun to watch, and you get to, I mean. You had Tua, who was afraid of a little cold air, and Justin Herbert was out there stiff-arming dudes with broken hands. I mean, I don't care. The playoff, he didn't have a playoff win yet, but if you're here to say that he sucks, I'm just not here to listen to it. Because I'll listen to Tom Brady say, you give that guy a clean pocket, he's one of the best in the business. I'll listen to the greatest of all time's opinion instead of some fat bozo or whatever.
See, and the Chargers knew that it was an offensive coordinator problem. Like, if you look back at the games and some of the decisions that they've made with him, I feel like it's kind of easy to see who the blame is. Like, not like it is for some other teams, like, maybe the Eagles or whatnot. But, it'll definitely be very interesting to see. I think it's a possibility now that they're a playoff team for sure next year.
Well, I mean, they've been a playoff team the last 2 years, so we'll see if that continues. But as we speak on that right now, they will be having a new defensive coordinator also, as we have some head coach hirings. Jesse Minter just today has signed with the Baltimore Ravens to be their next head coach, along with, as we were talking about the Dolphins, they picked Jeff Hafley. The Titans signed Robert Saleh, and last but not, we got the two big ones, obviously. John Harbaugh to the Giants, and the one that all the Shedeur fans are happy to see, Kevin Stefanski is the Atlanta Falcons head coach. Where do we feel on all of these coaches?
Well, and I'm going to start with Stefanski.
I knew you were going there.
I have to, because is this really like I'm trying to just understand the mindset of Atlanta and, where they've been for the last, 5 years as an organization, which you've been below average, okay? And now we're getting a coach from a team that, to me, he was the real reason why the team wasn't in sync all year. And then now we want to bring him to Atlanta? Something about that doesn't seem right to me. Like, am I tripping? Do we now? Granted, Stefanski has his little record, whatever. But at the same time, I'm not expecting Stefanski to do any better than what they did last year.
he's definitely got a better team.
He's got a better team, but at the same time, if you look at his play calling,
that's the thing. Also, he's bringing in Tommy Rees as his offensive coordinator, which is horrible. I mean, as a guy who's watched Alabama football, that play. I mean, I never understood how Tommy Rees got in the NFL to begin with, but I think the reason what drew Stefanski back, the year he won Coach of the Year, or the second time he did, he fired the whole offensive staff, and then the offense has been stinking the last 2 years. So I don't know if he got a little too power hungry and thought, I'm the man, but he's bringing it. I mean, they kept Jeff Ulbrich as defensive coordinator, which I think was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I just don't – I don't know what he does. Like, Raheem Morris, obviously not the best head coach. He won 8 games last year. Kevin Stefanski won 8 games the last 2 years. So I don't really know. Bijan Robinson's going to be running behind whoever. I mean, that's just how generational he is. But I don't think the only hire I really like out of all of them is John Harbaugh to the Giants. I just think it makes sense. He gets a fresh start. He's got really talented players. I mean, the only thing that I find funny is because the Giants blew a bunch of double-digit leads last year. And what was John Harbaugh known for doing in Baltimore, at least in his last few years? Blowing double-digit leads.
Yeah.
But it might be a whole new thing. I mean, I can't wait to see him and Cam Scadaboo butt heads, literally, because that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, but I really like that hire, and I think him on, because the Giants, they fired a few people right after. He's like, yeah, I want to – this whole organization needs a big turnaround. And I think, while he's 62 years old, I mean, you wouldn't know. He looks great for his age. Yeah. So I really think it's a good hire and what the Giants need.
Yeah. I think, like you said, it's just him kind of doing the clearing of the house thing, being ready for that, saying yes, this organization needs to turn around. And I mean, I think, like I said, they've gotten a little bit of hype with Scadaboo and Dart. And I think them adding, that new coach, but the coach he has a good record. He's won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, going off of that, I think there's just hope, and there's good things to look forward to as a Giants fan. I think so.
For sure. And I just wonder if my Steelers are going to hire a head coach soon. Brian Flores signed an extension with the Vikings to be their defensive coordinator, but I think that's him saying, this is what they're offering me. What the hell are you going to offer me? If we can't match defensive coordinator pay, then by God, we got I'm not going to go there, but we got some cheapos. I think you know what I mean by cheap, but I can't say them people. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not a too big fan of many of these other hires, to be honest. I mean, Minter could be okay in Baltimore, but I just think you're just hiring a young Harbaugh again, and I don't think he's going to win you a Super Bowl, personally. I just don't see it. I didn't think the Chargers' defense got better from, the year before. I actually think they got worse, but he's a young guy. He's got Lamar as his quarterback, so, anything's possible. It's hard to fail when you have a franchise quarterback. Do I think the Bills' head coaching job is attractive going forward after that press conference? Only because you have Josh Allen. That's the only reason I think that job is attractive right now. Yeah. But besides all that, Eric Bieniemy is back in Kansas City, and the league might be cooked because that's when the Chiefs' offense was humming. Matt Nagy is still looking at head coaching interviews, and the Chiefs were just instead keep looking. We're going to bring in Bieniemy instead. Mm-hmm. So I think they knew where they fucked up. But the NFL and the playoffs in general, really good games this past weekend. Seattle Seahawks put in that belt to ass. Yeah, 49ers didn't look like they were really meant to be out there, but we got to talk about that Texans, man. CJ Stroud, you wasted a really good defense.
Wow. I can't even begin to tell you how aggravating it was watching him play. Because the defense was giving him time and time and time again to literally just make something happen. And it's the decision-making And I don't know if the pressure was just too much for you at the time or whatnot, but I think there are some serious talks, right, to CJ. Like, look, that was bad. Mm-hmm. You lost us the game. He did. There's nothing. His receivers to me performed like they should. His defense performed like.
I don't know. Xavier Hutchinson can't catch.
That was terrible, but I just feel like he had all the tools he needed to win that game. Like, if any other quarterback to me was in that position that was in the playoffs,
Davis Mills would have won that game.
They would have won that game.
I was just about to chime in. If I was the coaching staff, you have to actually think about putting Davis Mills in there. When you have a good defense, what do you need to do as a quarterback? Not turn over the ball. Just protect the ball. You'll get a handful of points. He's up for a contract extension this year. I don't think you can give it to him personally.
No, absolutely not.
No, that was. I mean, I think he's just chasing his rookie season still, and that's what's going to be really dangerous for him, because it's like you just be like, when you have a defense like that, you don't have to be elite. You just have to be a game manager. I mean,
decision making, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and because Drake May was getting rattled and not really looking like an MVP quarterback, because especially when you're not playing the Jets and Dolphins every week, and
they couldn't run for shit. Like, no, they couldn't run at all.
To be fair to C.J. Stroud, though, he did not have Nico Collins, though, and that's also just so far been the luck of the Patriots this year, having the best players out. Like, Jarrett Stidham is now going to be starting for the Broncos, and should the Broncos have moved on or not? I don't know. But I got to say this about Bo Nix, a really good game for him. I mean, I'm still, the injury that you suffered makes me think that you're not a franchise quarterback, though. I know that's such a crazy thing to say, but at the same time, if you can't be available in the big game, I can't rely on you going forward. Look, because we've seen it time and time again. J.J. McCarthy gets hurt again and again and again. Joe Burrow's been hurt again and again and again. If you're gonna get hurt right now, we can't rely on you. Yeah, that's just how I look at it. And they've been winning in spite of you all year, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I think you don't necessarily like drop the ball on him or anything yet, but I think like you said, it's just about wanting to be that franchise quarterback, having that attitude, even if you have those little stink injuries, still trying to go and perform, or at least having that attitude, which, we never know. It could hurt, or it could be worse than we know. It could affect him more than we know. We never know. We're not Bo Nix, but I think really it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be so tough for them next game, and I think he has to think, do I want to give this up now? Do I want to give this playoff game up now because of this? And I don't know, it's a lot of questions he's got to ask himself.
Well, I think the defense can go out there and win that game for them. I mean, especially if I know Will Campbell's a rookie. They drafted you in the top 4, and you're starting to look like Eric Flowers out there.
Yeah.
Welcome to left guard, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
That might be him next year. Let's be honest.
I mean, and they got a good left guard out there right now. Jared Wilson's been doing his job every time. I mean, but he can play center too, so that's like, I don't know. And I don't know who their center is right now. I think it's an older guy, so they might just move on from him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Garrett Bradbury from Minnesota. But, I mean, yeah, older guy. But the 49ers also had their season end. I brought it up a few minutes ago. And I just heard an engine somewhere outside the studio, and it's making me think of Brandon Ayuk driving past the stadium. What the fuck is going on with him, dude? He got his money, and he got hurt last year, and now, like, you're not talking to the coach or the general manager. It's like you're still holding out, even after you got, like, what? Somebody make sense of this in here, because I have no idea what's going on.
It's diva mentality at the end of the day. I feel like it's very diva-ish. Like, you want to have this perception. You think you're so cool, and you've got all this money, and obviously, some players are more adamant on stating their opinions than others. But I mean, at the same time, like, come on, dude, really? Like, and was that recorded?
Yeah, he filmed himself
right?
speeding by. Mind you, it's these damn wide receivers that are always getting arrested for speeding too. Like, somebody could look at that evidence and catch you and be like, "Yo, we got his license plate? Yep, let's go." Like, how fucking
It really does bother, you know what I'm saying? It really does bother at least me and I feel like us in general, because it's like you're in a position where so many people would just love to be. So many people that have probably worked their ass off to even get the slightest glimmer of like a camp to just go to. Like, if they had that type of money, they would do anything to just keep themselves solid and keep themselves, you know, with a clean track record. And it's like little stuff like that, and posting it, let alone, it's just, I think it just shows the level of kind of, I don't want to say like being dumb, but like it's just not, you're not in your head, like you're not thinking like you're supposed to be, and you're not in your right mind. And I think somebody needs to talk to you. You need to kind of get yourself to line, and you know, like I could say this for myself, but I think other people can see it too, man. It's just like the way you're going, the way you're treating the organization, man. Nobody's gonna want you if you're gonna be a diva like that, especially doing shit like that.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it's also just screaming Buffalo Bill to me for whatever reason. That's how desperate they are, wide receiver.
Yeah.
But teams that are desperate and some making desperate plays, Caleb Williams, oh boy, DJ Moore, you stopped running your route. And by the way, nice little fourth quarter to touchdown, even though you scrambled back like 20 yards to throw that. I mean, that was memorable. I'm thinking, by the way, Ben Johnson, you've been aggressive all game and you don't go for 2 there. Somebody make sense of that to me. I would not have even been mad if you didn't get the 2, because you had all the momentum in the world. You make a huge play like that, crowd is live. You got to go for 2 after a play like that.
The momentum and the swing was there. Like, because like you said, that play, that was like, he ran like 20 yards back, but his ball placement, if you look at the ball placement, his ball placement was low-key perfect. It was right where it needed to be.
I don't even think he meant to do that.
And it was right where the receiver was, and it like you could feel the energy of that game from Buffalo from Chicago just in general. Like, it was insane, and I mean, I really thought he was. Like, when they scored, I'm like, oh, yeah, like, this is the time to go for 2.
After passing up on field goals nonstop, I mean, and again, 4th and 1, I'm always going for it. But on 4th and 3 in the first drive, you got to take those points there, I think.
Yeah.
And I get being aggressive. I love it. But, yeah. And then in overtime, the interception when you're in field goal range, which DJ Moore, why'd you stop running your route? And that was – I'm not absolving Caleb. Caleb did not play a good game. He had a really good moment, but he did not play a good game. And I think for him to be a franchise quarterback going forward, he's going to have to start hitting singles instead of – because he makes a lot of home run plays, but the misses are really bad right now. They're almost elementary school, like warm-up type of plays that he's missing. Yeah. So to be – the elite of the elite, you got to hit the simple stuff. It can't just be home runs all the time. Mm-hmm. And I know that's what got you to be the number 1 pick, but, you know, and the future's only up for you from here. I mean, and the whole team. I mean, offensive line's good. You just got to build back on the defense. But I can't even blame the defense for that game. They played their butts off against a really good Rams unit, much better than I thought they would.
Much better.
So, yeah, good season for them, and really excited for conference championship week. Football's all in a hole, and there's some drama along the way. We mentioned Kevin Stefanski earlier. Baker Mayfield hops to Twitter after somebody said that Baker was a failure in Cleveland. He says, that's a stretch, but this guy never shot me good luck after shipping me out like garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. And I was like, ooh. We got Salty Baker again.
Talk your talk, baby. Let's go.
Talk yo shit. I love it. And you need that after the year you had at the end, because you went from MVP to bum, honestly. And I love Baker.
To tank.
He was bad.
Yeah,
look up Stefanski's record with Baker Mayfield versus every other quarterback. It is it is shocking. His win percentage is like not even close.
And you got more years with those guys than you did with Baker.
For sure.
Yeah. That's the worst part. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, why? What do we see in Stefanski like that that's going to bring anything new to Atlanta?
Just because I think if the only thing you could say is Matt Ryan handpicked him, that's the only thing.
So are we thinking Super Bowl or are we thinking playoffs? Because I don't think they're going to either.
Well, playoff would be real successful for them. I mean, but because that division's winnable, whether we want to say it or not. I mean, and I mean, I don't know. I love the animosity. I love the hate. You know, I can't stand like the whole cliche like honored to play against you. Like, I love Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur bickering at each other. You know, make this competitive again. We don't need to be all buddy smacking each other in the ass, which is, you know, I love the hate. This is why we love MMA and things of that nature. And I mean, we don't love non-integrity stuff like what's going on in college basketball right now. 20 people were arrested for point shaving, for illegal betting. Are we losing? Is gambling going to lose the integrity of all sports as we know it? Because there's a few UFC fighters who were also arrested for illegal, or I don't know what the right word is for that. Yeah. Actually, Jairzinho Rosenstrike just got arrested recently for not gambling, but that was alarming to see. But how do we feel about this point shaving scandal?
I mean, I think it's just now coming to light. I feel like this has been happening for probably years and years. It's just, you know, to the point now where it's hard to hide now, you know, media and you know, social media and all of that. It's just so big and you're always going to get caught whether you're doing something like that or not. I think it's meaningless. I mean, you know, I get, you know, people always are trying to find a way to make money, and that's really what it is at the end of the day. People just want to find an easier way to make money. And, you know, I think for the players, I think that's just, man, like, I don't even think you should be playing a sport. Like, I think, you know, to make the game, to take away from the game just to get some type of money out of it, especially in college when you're supposed to be grinding. You know what I'm saying? There's guys that actually want to win on your team and you're losing it for your team because you're performing this way or what have you. It's just, it's insane to me, and it's not the sport whatsoever. So the more we catch it, I think the better, for sure.
For sure. We need more Nikola Jokic's in this world. The greatest, like the fattest guy ever, and he's possibly the best player. Well, not ever. At one point in time he was. And he's probably the best player on earth right now, who was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial, and he was caught on video finally eating that quesarito or whatever it was. So proud of you, Nikola, and I hope I'm going to breed a horse one day, and it's going to kick your horse's ass. That's fighting words. I'm kidding. I do not know how to breed a damn horse. So, but that'd be fun to see. Fights that were just announced recently. This one's a banger, and it's in the Apex. Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos. And also you got Jailton Almeida stepping in for Ryan Spann to go against Rizvan Kuniev. Any of those really intrigue you too much or not really?
I'll say Almeida, you know, jumping in. I think this is something after his last fight to be good for him to kind of to get back on his
better perform
on his thing and on his train. I mean, but you know, I feel like a Josh Emmett fight too is just always an entertaining fight to see,
especially Kevin Vallejos.
And Kevin Vallejos is gonna bring that energy.
That spinning back fist knockout he had on, who was that? Chikadze?
Yeah, I think it was something. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Nasty.
That's definitely entertaining fight. Both of those will they have some expectation for it as a UFC fan, so yes, you know, we'll see what happens.
And one fight we know that will not be happening. Dana White says Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler is not happening at the White House. And I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to see that. And I hope you also denied the rumor that Jorge Masvidal is also teasing the main event being him versus Conor at the White House, because that would be a giant letdown for me personally.
Yeah,
I like both guys, but
and not as like a main event. Okay, even if you put them in as like something on the card. He's saying he wants to make this the biggest UFC event in the world.
You don't need that to be the main event for
You
it to
don't.
sell.
You
at
don't.
This point.
Not with all the fighters and everything that we've got going on now. So yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, and Arman Sarukian's everywhere right now, streaming wise. I mean, he's going like. I think he's about to be a global superstar, being everywhere he is, and he's smart for taking these opportunities.
He
was
good too. You see the videos of him eating, like stuff.
I'm jealous. I wish I could eat like that.
Bro's eating people's paychecks. Like
that's what I'm saying. But he was rich like coming in. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, good on him. He was not in that streaming video with who was it? Andrew Tate, Clavicular, Nick Fuentes. Yeah, did you guys see that video?
I'm not gonna lie. Anything with Andrew Tate.
No, it was pretty funny because it's a black guy, a gay guy, and then I think a Mexican and a Middle Eastern were singing the Kanye song. You know the new Kanye song? I can't say the words.
Double H.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so bad because like, oh boy, I gotta be careful right now, but it's a horrible message. But you know, Kanye is a talented man, whether we like him or not. And I don't know. Have you guys listened to that song?
No, I haven't.
No, I mean I know what it is.
I know what it is.
I can't say it's on the playlist.
I have listened to it, and besides the lyrics, it actually is kind of a banger. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't love but I'm like, yo, this is catchy. I can't keep listening to this. So it was just funny watching. I'm like thinking like, yeah, Hitler would definitely not love the fact that a bunch of mixed people are praising his name. I don't think.
You think they just do that to like piss people off and like for us to talk about it right now?
It's
like
just a trend.
It works,
right?
Everything's a trend.
Right.
They try to.
It's like what's even real anymore? You know.
You know what wasn't real? Jake Paul signed into the PFL because his contract just expired. I completely forgot that it happened. As Don Davis, their president, stepped down. Is PFL in shambles right now?
You know, I've never really been interested in PFL, to be honest. So I can't say whether they. I mean, I know they were hype getting, you know, Ngannou and trying to bring in some hype with that, but I just, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think these promotions can compete with UFC. I think at the end of the day, it's just UFC's too big. They've been around so long. They were one of the first. And, I mean, you know, the fighters, each fighter there is considered the best MMA fighter in that weight class in the world. Like, in the world. Mm-hmm. If you want to beat the best people in the world in MMA, you go to the UFC. That's just it.
No doubt.
So, for them, it's just like, you know, I kind of seen it happen. I just, you know, kind of like Bellator. I mean, but Bellator done a lot better than they have. But
are they even a thing anymore?
No, but when they had their prime, they did a lot better than the PFL. So
how the fuck did they get sold? That's another. I mean, I don't even know if we have time to dive into that or not. How they got sold by, but I mean, yeah, like when they had like Chandler and them and Benson Henderson coming in at late. I mean, after his UFC run, but in the professional wrestling world, TNA is on fire. Genesis was a great pay-per-view. Sonya Deville and Cora Jade, I don't know your new names, but they are in there now. And Fandango, I can't do it, but or JDC, congrats on a great career, brother. Yeah, legendary. Man, there's so much to be excited about coming up. The Paramount era of the UFC. What am I blanking on? WWE's on fire. Yeah. NFL playoffs. But then once the NFL's done, we got to go to whatever. But that'll be fun. I'm going to make it fun. And also congrats real quick to Senegal on the win over Morocco in the AFCON. And that was, did you see Ngannou punch speed?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. It's crazy things like that we just talk about on this show. But real thankful for you guys for tuning in. Anything you guys want to say?
Just want to say, man, keep your head in sports, man. Keep locked in, man. Stay focused. Whatever you got going on in life, keep your head focused, man. Keep your mind focused, and just enjoy. Like you said, Paramount Plus is about to be great. You know, they got all the fights on there and everything.
For sure.
It's about to be awesome. Sports is just
it's the best.
It's great, man. It's awesome.
Brings us all together, and good luck to Michelle Tafoya, who's switching from sports to politics as a Senate member, I believe, now. So I'll miss seeing her on my camera or TV, whatever the right word is. But, Poe, you got anything?
Go Bucks. We out.
He's talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates, to be specific. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Can't wait to be back in here, and plenty major announcements to come soon. Stay tuned. Good night.